And I welcome you warmly to this session on antonyms. Now come to think of it, day-to-day life we use so many words that have become a part and parcel of our vocabulary. They are a very intricate, integral part, and quite often we think that they aren't as important. But if you were to imagine a situation where you were to ignore the signs written on the board, the sign saying push, the sign saying pull. Imagine navigating yourself through a door where you would actually not be reading the sign push or pull. You will end up banging your head maybe, or landing yourself in the hospital. That is of course the worst case scenario. This brings me to the current topic. Antonyms. What exactly are antonyms and why do we need them in our day-to-day life? Antonyms are actually words or phrases that carry the opposite meaning, just the opposite meaning of the given word. As you can see on the screen, bad, good, short, tall, thick, thin, and the example that I gave you right at the start of the session, push, pull. So what happens is, time to time, when we just sit quietly and contemplate, reflect upon the way the day has gone, or maybe just think about things that we have said to others, the way we have treated our life, maybe we will realize that antonyms are in fact an inherent part of our setup. And that is why there is a need of actually studying these antonyms. They are very, very important. Of course, from your point of view, there is an added advantage, as in you have this as a part of your syllabus for the English paper that you have, the general English paper that you will have to answer as a part of your entrance examination. So this happens to be an important part. You will get questions based on this topic, which is why you need to study antonyms. You need to have an in-depth knowledge of what antonyms are, maybe how they are divided, and once you get question wherein you have to identify the appropriate antonym, how do you go about arriving at a solution? Okay, so now the first thing first, what do we need to look at? What are the various types of antonyms? What are the various types of antonyms? According to the Oxford Companion to the English Language, antonyms can be actually divided into 3 types. You can identify antonyms based on this. The first happens to be the gradable antonyms. The second is complementary. And the third is converse or relational antonyms. Let us have a look at each of these separately. The first one says a gradable antonym. What is a gradable antonym? A gradable antonym operates on a continuum. Continuum as in a continuous sequence in which the elements change gradually. Likewise, what you have, the examples are big and small, hot and cold. Now, why the word continuum here? Obviously, something that is extremely hot, when the element will change its position to cold, there is a continuous pattern of change that is being experienced, and that is why we say that these antonyms operate on a continuum. So that is why you have all these these are very broad. If you see, these are very extreme, very broad things. So high and low, hot and cold, big and small. What else? Complementary antonyms. What do these antonyms do? They express an either or relationship. The patient is either dead or alive. Now this is a sentence that I have made for you. Now if you were separately to look at these